Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen's Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. This is a day. Hello. Welcome along. If you've never watched this show before, we should do the proper intro actually. If you've never watched the show before, it's Almost Daily. Some people have noticed a new cast member. Look at him in the bottom corner. Not named him yet. If you'd like to come up with a name for whatever toy thing that is. I should explain why it was there. Remember when we talked about Father's Day and my partner bought a toy, clearly for our son, as a gift for me because we could play with it together. Raised new levels there. That was for my birthday. Okay. Well, I mean, it's clever. That's what she's getting for Valentine's now. Just a puzzle for a 2-year-old. So anyway, welcome along. And if you'd like to get involved, you go to youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen, where the chat is doing a thing. Before we get into reviewing the news, which is what this show's about, let's see what's happening in the chat. I'll go right to the start. Proper Memes was here first. Thank you for today's, whatever it's called, thumbnail. Yeah, none of us look happy to be there. He's still there. He's still got the job. Joodles is here. Chris is here as well, saying sloppy fourths. You got an update on the Bonnie Blue story for us? That's following on from yesterday's show. Who else is going in here? And Charlotte's here. Hello. Which one? I've had a few. What's this? I've just finished my morning, so I'm all yours. Oh, yeah. And how's my morning? Which one? I've had a few. I already had a few. Is that what we're saying? This show is probably best enjoyed whilst inebriated. I don't think my first message is visible, says Mr. Cuff. I don't think it's visible either. I think this line's mostly filling. And Brit's here. Hi, everyone. Are we going to fall out again, Brit? Oof. What was it? What were we falling out about last time? I can't remember. I have a feeling we're going to fall out today. Seb's here. Hello. Good afternoon, Steve. How are you? It's my birthday today. I would really appreciate it if you could wish me happy birthday. Better than that, we have facility to do happy birthday. We don't get many birthdays on this show, which is why I've not remembered where we've put the happy birthday thing. Is your birth? Are you a science person? Do you like science? No, don't worry, we won't do the science one. We'll find it.
Happy birthday, here's your day to shine. Laughter and candles, wishes in line. Happy birthday, joy is on the way. Celebrate you, it's your special day.
Cheers. Happy birthday to you. I won't ask your age or do that obvious joke about weight either. Nonstick Nick's here. Hello all. Is it your birthday, Nonstick Nick? In which case, we move on. Any other birthdays? Happy birthday, sir. Hey, HBD. Everyone's saying happy birthday. That's good. This is a friendly, it's a safe space. I mean, it's not, don't lower your guard, but it's a safe space in some ways. Martin's here, and I think we're up to date. If you are viewing this thing and can leave a message, pop one in the chat, so we'll see what we can do. Joodles says it's cream eggs versus mini eggs war with Brits. Yeah, I knew she was wrong about something. For a second there, it left me, but it is because you got the wrong eggs. Which is not a thing I've often said to a lady. Cheers. Let's crack on with what we do on the show. We start off with a look. Actually, do you know what? Let's do this. There's breaking news to be braked. Hang on, you see, this is exactly the problem. I wanted to show you my phone. Yeah, we can do it. To show you the breaking news. Look at this. I thought I'd put the stories there in the intro. It's quite nice, isn't it? Obviously, I'm a bit nervous about just putting my phone in front of the camera. It'll show you the story, but obviously while I'm talking about it, there is a chance that like an alert comes up and it's just embarrassing, like Temu, your penis extension's arriving, or something like that. Not extension, extender. I'm not an idiot. I'm a skier. Leave me alone. I'm an Olympic skier. Anyway, here's the story. Breaking news. The economy grows by only 0.1% amid falling in business investment. Woo, it's a growth. If I'd probably just not even release that data. If my penis was growing by 0.1%, I'd not mention it. I'd keep it to myself. I would just say, maybe I'm not a good skier or whatever the thing is. So you're up to date. And, oh, look at this. Already in the chat, we're getting into the pedantic grammar. Creme. Cream egg is in creme. Creme. Yeah, because when it comes to fancy French cuisine, I think of the cream egg. An online safety space, says Proper Memes, it might as well be. You already lost, Martin. What's Martin done? Has he already lost in the debate about eggs? Brit says, what about the new Lotus biscuit flavoured eggs? Got to give them a try. No. The same is true for the... What's the other? There's another biscuit flavoured one. Is this what we're talking about? It might be those. I've tried them. I've definitely tried a biscuit flavoured cream egg. It's powdery. No. I like call me old fashioned. I like my eggs to be eggs and my biscuits to be biscuits. And if that's not woke enough for you, you are very much in the right space. Right. Let's do it. We've done the breaking news. Let's do what we're here for. The front pages. For anyone watching last night's GB News late edition, you've seen my hot take on pretty much all of the front pages, but let's go through it if we have to. Before we get into the main colonising story, there is a thing down here. Can you read it? On the front page of The Telegraph today, trans women to use female loos for years. Look, as a man, I spend ages in the toilet, but I'm not in there for years. It may seem like that. I may be accused of that when I eventually come back downstairs, but have fibre. No one ever talks about this. Is there an issue to do with, is it the surgery that impacts? I don't want to know, in a sense. It's very much a you issue, but don't be in there that long. You will get piles, as if you don't have enough. Now we're all thinking of that scene from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, which you wouldn't get made these days. Trans women could be allowed... Oh... Well, that makes more sense. I'll just move on. So the main front page. Well, Labour up for closer ties with Europe. The big story, we can go over to here for it. And most of the front pages will talk about this. Britain has been colonised by migrants, says Ratcliffe. He's got a bit of money, right? So he won't be too worried about if there's any fallout from this. Last night on the old telly box, we were talking about it. And there's two parts to this. And thank you to people who like my analysis, because there's two parts to it. The word colonised, have you debate about whether it's a good or a bad word? And then the issue about number of migrants, have you debate about whether there's a meaningful debate to be had about the value of the number. Because some people, and no one ever gets to talk to these people, some people will be willing to have a discussion that says tens of thousands, the nation could absolutely cope with it. Not even, you don't have to say that you don't like certain types of people. You don't have to not like migrants to say there is a material difference between having tens of thousands and a million because of the rate at which society will change, the rate at which infrastructure is there. And now it's getting to the stage where people are saying the reason you don't get any good signal on your mobile phone in London is because the population there is just ramped up more than the networks have cut. That's infrastructure. You can say, I don't get good reception on 3 without having to hate migrants, can't you? I don't know. Well, you can, but not if you want to get booked onto media, because they prefer people who just get shouty. Yeah. But we also got stuck into the word colonise, whether that's, hey, left, you didn't like colonisation before, but now apparently you do. You could get your debate on there. There's a thing online about someone replied saying, what do you expect when you colonised the rest of the world? Oh, so it is revenge. Be fair about it. But instead, we worked out that what happens is people use a word that they can attack, and they'd rather attack the word than have the debate. I quoted Graham's hierarchy of disagreement, as I always do. And it's like the top of it is disagree with the main point. Then lower down, you get not like the tone in which it's said, not like the person who's saying it, disagree vaguely with the point, disagree with the person's right to say it, all of these. And none of them will move us any closer to an answer. But sadly, it does get you booked on telly. So I'm grateful to have been there. However, it's not as if I don't say things that might upset some people, because, and I think I can get you the clip. Last night, I was chatting about stuff. In fact, I've loaded it in. So I'm going to play it from here. I'll just play you the clip and I'll explain what happened later. We're asking the question, has Britain been colonised or not?
Work and earn a living and pay taxes.
But the method of travelling across the water is not the definition of colonisation. But when you do see Green candidates and councillors winning and then shouting Allahu Akbar, you do think, well, wait a minute, is there a political change?
No, I agree.
Greenpeace
I don't go that. I do not go that far.
The deputy leader of the Green Party, for crying out loud.
Yeah, so that would be a definition of colonisation, which is not the scary big one that's to do with empire building, but would fit the definition if you Google.
Patrick was like that for a while, and some people on social media said that they've replayed it. They couldn't hear what I said. I'll try again. See if can anyone spot it in the comments.
Work and earn a living and pay taxes.
But the method of
It's safe society.
the method of travelling across the water is not the definition of colonisation. But when you do see Green candidates and councillors winning and then shouting "Allahu Akbar," you do think, well, wait a minute, is there a political change? You know,
No, I agree.
Green peace be upon it.
Look, I just think it's just a pun, and I'm sure nothing will come from it. But I was just saying, when you've got Green candidates who are shouting "Allahu Akbar," Green peace be upon him. That was the joke that people missed, and maybe for good reason. I think I got away with it. Famously good at taking jokes, so I think we won't have any pushback from that. Let's see what's happening in the comments. Don't lick the biscuit, says Charlotte. That sounds like a new quiz show coming to Channel 5. Don't lick the biscuit. I would be willing to host it. I'd hate to be colonised. That's true. Depends which... No, it doesn't even depend which Colin, doesn't it? You're right, I wouldn't like that. They do mini cream eggs now, says Justin. Thank you, getting us back onto the main topic that's impacting the modern-day world. Why would you want that? The cream egg is the perfect size. It is mouth size, if you've got a proper mouth. For the rest of you, if you have to, how do you eat yours? You bite it? What's wrong with you? Get efficient. However, no, we're not talking about that. We are talking about being colonised. Some Labour politicians have been fired for colonising. And Man United would be nothing without immigrants. That's very true. Football in general. Jules John Colin, that's what we could call the toy thing in the... Oh, that thing! Yeah! Let's get back up to the main issue. The main issue of the show. Where is he? Where is he? He's on button number 3. No, wrong one. He's not on button number 1. He's on button number 3. He's got his own button these days. Here he is. Colin, as in this show's been colonised. I like it. I think we could work with that. We'll see what happens. More on that story later. Stella Creasy tried that line this morning, Martin. What, the one about Green peace be upon him? I've got more respect for her. And no snowflakes were harmed in the making of this pun. We will see. The good news is if I go into hiding, this is where I'd hide. So we'll still do the live streams. Back to the front pages, if we must. What's happening over here? Andrew faces growing police inquiry into Epstein link. I think we've covered the backside of that story, haven't we? There he is. You know, this one up here, the Andrew Pitt girl, a sex traffic victim, was blacked out yesterday. We weren't allowed. They'd not just redacted her face, they'd redacted the whole bit on the front pages. Couldn't work out why. We thought it was like a Black Lives Matter thing. The Times, PM knew his peerage pick had backed sex offender. It's getting awkward now, isn't it? But this leads us on to the other story that we talked about, Labour's women fury over second paedophile crisis. And we talked about this on the show last night. Well, before we move on, why does an MRI scan for a dog cost £2,800 but just £350 for a human? Imagine it's because how much you have to wipe it down after, isn't it? If I were going for an MRI scan and the one before me was a cockapoo, you want it scrubbed. You know what they lick. You know what I mean? Where do we get to? Right, so Labour's women, yes. This is what we talked about last night. There's a claim that Labour has this boys' club. Oh, boys. And the accusation that was made was, you know what men are like? They were their testosterone-fueled something or other. So by the time I got on the telly, I just pointed out, when you get loads of lads together, the boys, the boys, with their testosterone, what they tend to not do is cover up for paedophiles' friends. I've been out on lads' nights. I've been at the odd stag do. It's never been a case where you have a couple of pints. The next thing you're covering up for paedophiles' friends. So I'm not quite sure how those two. How do you square that circle with transcendental numbers? If we're taking it literally, obviously. Let's have a look. You can tell the girl in the photo with. Hang on, steady on. Better read it before. Hey, I think we get away with that. You can tell the girl in the photo with Andrew is young. She looks like she's glued to her iPad. You can see why I was scared. And you're quite safe on this live stream. No one will find you here. Oh, you wound me. Oh. Take it away, Colin. I'm going to have to sit this one out for a while. Oh. We're back. Let's have a look. I'd have thought that a men's club was the last place to look for testosterone. You're thinking of a gentleman's club, gentleman's relish, gentleman's mayo. No. Right, so is there anything else in the front pages? I think we've done all the flipping things. We got to... Oh, this guy's kind of good. Look at this. This is a prolific fare dodger who used trains for 2 years without a ticket admitted 112 offences, but was spared jail. What? Why am I paying for... There's... When you log into the app and it goes like, oh, look how much you've saved with a Network Rail card. You know how much I would have saved with just getting away with it? More. This guy, 29, owed at least 3,600... Oh, that's not that many journeys, is it? These days. It's about 3 journeys if you're trying to use Virgin. So I think we're up to date with the front pages. Let's do this business.
Let's get inside the news.
Into the news. I've got to tidy them all up from over here. Right. This is the only problem with setting them up over there to make it look nice. Let's start with this because it's near Valentine's, isn't it? We're Valentine's adjacent. Sign of the times. Brits have lost the art of saying, I love you. Hang on, I've got the wrong one. Now we've got flipping Colin Cam. Back over here. You are not a salmon. No, that was the wrong. You're right. They're right. I've lost the art. Brits have lost the art of saying I love you with 3/4 sending emojis instead. The figure soars to 8 in 10 for Gen Zs under 30s, while over half of over 60s admit to rely. They don't know what it is, do they? And over 65? Look at these. The thing is hieroglyphics. You trying to crack off with an ancient Egyptian? Some of them are probably. No, I can't think of any puns about King Tut, so we'll just leave it. The King Butt. You know my problem with this. I'm not an avid user of emojis because I find them confusing. Because sometimes I actually like aubergine. Imagine what it's like for me, a man who loves aubergine, in a world where emojis don't mean what you think they mean. The missus says, what do you want tonight? And I fancy main course aubergine, second course a peach, and then also some water sprinkled around and the chocolate ice cream emoji. And I get home and she slaps me in the face. Some people do not like to cook. And that's a simple meal. No carbs. Apart from the ice cream. So, just be careful out there, is what I think I'm trying to say to you. We might as well just do this one before we get too far. This is, oops, I'm quids in again. £150 million for the back catalogue. Pop star Britney Spears has sold the rights to her back catalogue for $150 million. I mean, not as much as Queen, $1 billion. Wowzers. Michael Jackson, over at only a 50% stake. Bob Dylan, but still, you wouldn't complain. And she's had some big hits. But I would say, maybe you want to buy my back catalogue. You know, I wouldn't be charging that. I'm not doing well on Ko-fi, so maybe you could have the back catalogue of the electronica style one that I did the other day, the musical number, the blues one, and the rock one. A tenner, probably. I think I've always had a lot in common with Britney. Remember the picture of her like this? Where's my umbrella? There. Do you know what I mean? She's my spirit animal. So I have a lot of time. Is there a Britney... You can't say that. You can't. Is there a Britney front catalogue? There probably has been. Yes. But Britney Spears selling the back catalogue is a good idea because, as I say, I'm not necessarily making that much money when it comes to trying to flog stuff on Ko-fi. And quite often we do a little advert to plug you towards my Ko-fi. Quite often we'll do a song to explain why I need Ko-fi. And that's what I thought we'd do today. Today's song, and sit down for this, it's not a short one. How poor am I? When I say to you, go to kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen, how poor am I? Am I Britney poor? No, I'm poorer than that. I'm like early Britney poor. I'm like early musical artist poor. Back when it's all grimy. And do you know what? This reminded me of what bands were like back in the 90s when it was all Britpop, no one had any money. Some of them space were on flipping work schemes, weren't they? To put it another way, I'm a bit like this.
state of mind. When my card gets declined, I fear that I will find that I am first album, or I've got an old mobile phone, no central heating at home. I wear all coats that I own, yes I am first album. Oh, when I get a big win and the money's rolling, I'll lose my every man touch. Won't like my albums as much. The biggest gripe in my life, aroused with my model wife. I'll make my money on tour. Till then I'm first album poor. I'd like to start a new page. I thought by my middle age I'd have a much better wage, but I'm still first album. Oh, it's been like this for a while. I'm locked in shabby chic style, blended on Jeremy Kyle, because I'm first album. Oh, waiting for my big break. How long is it gonna take? Thought I'd have made it by now, yet I'm still struggling somehow. I put my content online and wait till I get my time. I'll keep on trying some more, but I'm still first album poor. Yes, I'm first album poor. I want to be a sellout, then have celebrity clout. Life won't be all that it seems, just sold to some magazines. I've yet to face lift or two, look like I've headbutted glue, dressed in expensive kitsch. Second album ring. I'm gonna make it this time. That's just what I said last time. Get my designer clothes. If Georgia Astor's not closed, how much more do I wait? Or am I already late? No lunch at VIP. Find me in KFC. Don't hang with powerful friends. Find me in B&M. Staying night after night. No Epstein Island invite. Let's see what luck can bring. Would help if I learn to sing. Should I not ask anymore? Just be first album whore.
And we're back. Yep, I think that explains the financial situation. Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. In the comments already on this, Joodles, the coats. This was all the coats I had available to me in the shed. Tell you what, you wear that many coats and it really brings out that kind of Oasis-y dance moves. Weird, isn't it? Listening to this and imagining the difficult second album, we ain't going to get that far, let's be honest. Chris Hood says, I can't think which band this puts me in mind of. No, for good reason, because the rest of them can sing. However, we did get onto that subject. Where's the front page? Right, here we are. Because I did say there's going to be a Britpop song. And Proper Meme says the name of the band called Memories of Youth. And then I came up with a few. Manic Sheep Breechers, Pea Horses, Gigolo Pants, Super Ass, right? But then he comes back with, oh yeah, the Poo Tones. Right. The Nerve, Spastica, Kush, Radio Dead, Colo Shaker, the Boob Grabblies, and the Frightening Seas. Now, I was going to come back with, I had already planned in my head blunder stuff, but after Spastica, you can't say anything to that. I mean, we're all going to get cancelled. Thank you to Anna, who says, you are not the worst singer in the world. Thank you. I am, I'm top 100. I'm not necessarily the worst. Thank you very much. We should at some point try and put that. I've worked out how to get them on Spotify as actual songs, just to ruin all songs these days. We'll see what we can do. Martin says, if Nish could see you now, I don't think he watches. And invite is not a noun. No, an invite. Did you get the invite? It is, isn't it? Non-Stick Nick says, brilliant song, you can stay. And there we go. I think we're up to date with Blur. M's. Yeah, we did chat about this. Guitar-wise, the Seahorses. Singing-wise, nothing. But I originally tried to go Oasis and realised I can't do. Some of the slightly southern pronunciations go a little bit early blur. Yeah, you can debate this, can't we? And Brit says, hello, new earworm of the day. We'll play it again at the end of the show, because honestly, if you spend that long making a video, you might as well play it twice. We're up to date. Ocean Colour Steve. Right. Better review some news before we run out of time. Last time we did a show, honestly, it was an hour and 8. I apologise. Right, back into some of these bad boys. We've got protest force cop cutbacks. None of that are verbs or words or anything, are they? Fewer bobbies on beat. I understand that. Bobbies are only on the beat for half a week because they spend so much time policing protests. Britain's top cop was warned. I have a solution, and I don't know why they don't come to me for these solutions. Is it because I dick around on the internet singing Britpop songs? I would say, you know when you announce that you're doing a protest and they say, well, here's where your route could go. Can we not vary the route so that the police who are protesting it are also on the beat around there? Do you know what I mean? Vary each time, because people say, oh, you don't see police around here. Well, you would if every so often they put one of them protests through where you live. And then maybe you wouldn't even complain about not seeing the police. I think I'm too birds, one stone over here. 2 birds, 1 cup is how I'm solving the problems. Hang on. Pedantic me, invitation is the noun. It is, but people in the same way that access is now both. Common usage means if you let access be a noun and a verb, I think we're allowed invite. Do you not think? I'll Google it later. I'd argue it's more arse than bum. Thank you. What? Is that harsh? Both got censored. Oh, is that what it is? It's because I'm northern. You all sound the same, says Ems. True. Mr. Cuff says Bobbies were almost never on the beat in the first place. Well, they're not. Well, then where did that phrase come from? Alan Ant Farm. Slight wrong genre. Okay, not Britpop. Here you go, fair enough. And burglars arranging anti-burglary protests to commit burglaries during the... Okay, you've come up with why my idea of putting protests on specific streets so the police are there might not have been the cleverest suggestion ever. Who would have thought... Hang on. Good evening. Who would have thought, you know. Oh, speaking of impressions I can't really do until I practice, and I've not practiced. Look at this one. Warburton's has used its loaf and recruited another Hollywood star. They've done this before, haven't they? They've clearly got a lot of money that they can afford to pay these huge actors. De Niro was one of them. To plug bread, for crying out loud. We're not already... Britain's biggest family, but not that family anymore if you can hire Morgan Freeman, let's be honest, but have hired Morgan Freeman. Now, let me try and warm up. My old friend, Andy Dufresne. He said, my old friend... No, it's not right. My old friend... Hang on. My old friend, Andy Dufresne. I've told you I often warm up I do bar black sheep to my daughter like that. Bar black sheep, have you any wool? I say, yes, sir, free bagful. I confess, I found myself quite taken by the crumpet. Well, then look at his next thing. 300 holes. You can't say that. This show is filth, and I'd never make that joke. Oh, I like a bit of crumpet. 300 holes. It's 299 spare. It's 297 more than you. Well, it depends. But we all enjoy a crumpet joke, but he took it too far, didn't he? My old friend, Andy Dufresne. I enjoy a bit of crumpet. 300 holes. Seems like he's doing a hot take on the Bonnie Blue story, but he should be on this show, shouldn't he? I'd like to tell you the angels left her alone that day. I don't have it today. Lost leg washes up after months. A swimmer's missing £3,000 prosthetic leg has been found 10 months after it lost at sea. It's titanium, like my watch and my pens. This show has more titanium in it than any other show. Almost a fact that. So Brenda's leg She went swimming, lost a leg, and eventually turned up. What was it doing in the meantime? Treading water. That's all we've really got on that one. I did think of doing some sort of joke about, imagine if you're on a desert island and that washes up. You think, is it a message in a bottle? No, it's more of a footnote. But it's not as good as the last time I did a footnote joke, so I feel like we couldn't. The Epstein footnote joke was that was peak. Now, we covered this last night. And if you saw the show, we heard the news that a UK's envoy was romping with an Italian PA. Half his age, give or take, and they said that maybe they should stop doing that. But I had no idea what they looked like. At the time, I may have expressed an opinion, but I did not realise that he was a fellow member of the bald community. Let him live this dream. Don't take it from him now. He's a 55-year-old bald man, and she is a 29-year-old Italian lady. We've got to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how are you going to have a dream come true? So I'd say he's, yeah. In fact, there's a picture of it. Is it them? Sweet treat, you dirty subtitlers. Lapsley serves intern Cortini pancakes at an event. Oh, but he gives her a crumpet with 300 holes. My old friend, Andy Dufresne. But it was the holes. I think he should definitely be allowed to do this. We found out on the show yesterday that he's not necessarily the best person. He once left top secret documents at a bus stop. And then we got into talking about why he uses buses. He's a bald man who still uses buses. And he manages to crack on with an Italian lady in her 20s. This is our dream. He's our leader. He's our Rosa Parks. Just let him be. Let him be. Martin says, what a crepe. Hang on, I've missed some. Local police had to cancel their meet and greet morning in my town, says Brit, because they had to arrest someone. No. Well, at least that happened. And Ems says, Warburton's has men's clothes shop in Newcastle. I'm sure they don't sell a lot, mostly just nicked. 88, says Joodles. Crikey, he's doing well. And he eats carbs. Tell that to your other streamer. Tell that to Lewis. And the swimmer got... What are you trying to say? I can't say that. I've already done the Greenpeace joke. I got too good to go bag with 43 crumpets. Overkill, methinks. Well, we all love a bit of crumpet. I'm trying to work out how many holes you're facing. What's M's doing? Did he miss that? And yeah, creepy. Crap. Everyone's going in on that. He's a bald man who's getting some. Let him have it. Politics, but here we go. Votes at 16 sparks row. Sir Keir Starmer was accused of rank hypocrisy as Labour introduced legislation designed to lower the voting age to 16. And the accusation is, we're stopping these 16-year-olds doing anything. Can't smoke, can't drink, can't use vapes, can't go on social media. That'll be the next thing. You've got to have a digital ID for everything, but of course you definitely know what it's like to be an adult, and you are allowed to vote. I think the bigger issue is, this is the wrong time to bring in voting for 16-year-olds, because one could say, if you're old enough to vote, you're old enough to give massages on Epstein. Good point. Well made. This is not Lewis Schaefer's show. I'm sure that would be his take on it. A different Lewis. There he is. Lewis Capaldi has fishy phobia. Lewis Capaldi is battling an unusual phobia, thalassophobia. Thalassophobia, the fear of, and if anyone said salad there, you would have believed them. And it's harsh, but it's just true, isn't it? You wouldn't have thought fish. Do you have a bit, and now I realise he's Scottish, so I feel like probably the salad joke was racism, but before that it was just fat shaming, which I think is fine. I've gained some timber. I'm allowed to do that joke. He's one of our group. What was I going to say? Do you really suffer with a fish phobia? Unless you are Aquaman, it feels very easy to avoid a fish. It's not like they're not going to gang up on you. This is up there with people having a phobia of sharks. It's not a phobia, it's actually right because, they can bite you in half. But also at the same time, as long as you stay away from the coast, you're on home turf, mate. You will win that battle. If suddenly you walk down the street and there's a shark, just don't go near it, stare at it, and just show off how good you can do respiration. You should have got some proper lungs, mate, you gill freak. You should have done that. You know what I mean? Got a phobia. What is he afraid of? The Scot, who also suffers from Tourette syndrome and anxiety, is attempting to face his fear by swimming in the ocean. No, that's exactly... Stay away from the ocean. You don't have to deal with your phobia of fish. Honestly. I don't think it might sort out his fear of fish. I imagine it might make it'll make his other two conditions worse. Because he'll be anxious because of all the fish, and he'll probably be using some potty mouth. If I were face-to-face with something I was afraid of, I'd use some indoor language. Which he's probably should have stayed indoors. I thought you were breaking into ant music prep. Not a bad idea. I do need some more genre suggestions for the next music. The fat one was on Talk TV earlier discussing this. He was ripped apart. Who did what with what? Who what? Subtle innuendos follow. There must be something inside. Fish and chips. Okay. Yeah, no, that'll get him. Lewis's mate. Oh, what? Do you mean Lewis knows someone that Lewis has called fat? That literally does not narrow it down. We have all been called fat by Lewis. Mrs. H won't eat crab or lobster. She says she won't eat anything that could beat her in a fight. It's bad news for you then, isn't it, mate? Good evening. Miss, what's Coffee been saying? And what did I miss? Was just with my elderly neighbour. She's 92, bless her. Did she have both her legs? Because we did spot one was floating around somewhere. She'd take on a cow then, Chris. Good point, well made. We don't know what kind of shape she's in. There's a chance she should avoid some vegetables. We don't know is she doing well? Don't eat shark, but you could take a chicken. Come on. Whether you could catch one, but you'd beat it. It wouldn't be able to beat you, is what I'm saying. Let's try and go through some of these stories, because there's a few that are all related to... We'll do them one at a time, I suppose. Brits prefer little acts of love and kindness over any grand gestures on Valentine's Day. New research suggests... Yeah, you say that. I can't help thinking this is because someone who works for newspapers has forgotten to prepare for Valentine's Day. Most people actually don't want big deals and stuff like that. And there's also... New research says that Valentine's Day could be going out of fashion. And also, for some reason, more than half of all blokes admit never having told their best mate how much they mean to them. Yeah, that's part of the gig. This should not be surprising. You don't want to make it weird. Plus also, while you're talking about Valentine's Day, dogs are stopping lovers getting down and dirty in the bedroom. Data reveals, not the guy from Star Trek, data reveals the country's biggest relationship spoiler is not an ex or an overbearing mother-in-law. It's man's best friend. Yeah, but that's because you don't let your overbearing mother-in-law lie on the bottom of the bed while you're trying to make love. Maybe you do. I realise I can't speak for everyone. I don't do that. You shouldn't do that. I think I'm okay with saying you shouldn't let your mother-in-law in the boudoir with you in case she puts her cold, wet nose up your crack. No, that's just the dog, isn't it? Well, there are other reasons to not do that. I think... Oh, no, this is the other one to add into that. 1 in 4 daters have no plans to mark Valentine's Day this year, with many finding it cringeworthy. Oh, you clever, clever people. Instead of going, oh, I'm sorry. It's just cringeworthy these days, and most people aren't even doing it. And actually, it's not really about making one big effort. It's about making barely noticeable efforts all year. This is the principle of calculus. This is integration. This is effort by dx integrated over the whole year, not just big effort by dx integrated over a day. And I think that's... Hang on, where's this at?
Science Corner.
Simply if you're trying to get away with not doing Valentine's Day, normally I'm quoting set theory all the time. This is one where I'm using calculus, and what woman wouldn't understand that? We don't need that again. Right, there's all the stories. How long have we got? Two more to do, 3 more to do. I can't zoom in on this anymore. The MOD paid £227,000 compensation last year, mainly to farmers whose animals got killed, injured or stressed. That's a big range as well, isn't it? By low-flying aircraft. How low do these aircraft fly? Stressed, fair enough. Oh, it's like living under Heathrow all the time. No wonder you don't want another runway. That I understand. Plus also sheep get worried for no good reason, don't they? They're like Lewis Capaldi in an aquarium. But, well, less wary. But they're... Shouldn't mock. Don't mock the afflicted. Injured or killed. That's the one that gets me. We're not talking about giraffes, because people don't farm giraffes. And even then, that's quite a low aircraft, but slightly understandable if you get one of those. But how low is your aircraft going? You're crashing, aren't you? If you are an aircraft that hits a cow, you are crashing. Let's not pretend that was just a flyby. You got that wrong. There's another... I didn't cut out the compost story. Oh, I've lost it somewhere. Someone got compensation for being burped at work. I literally would get paid for that, sure. We waste 16 hours a year faffing about making beds because we've got so many scatter cushions. Finally! Yes. Can we just have some sense? I'm sure Brit will fall out on this, because if you're the kind of wrong 'un that eats mini eggs, I bet you've got cushions. I bet you've got plump cushions. Feel free to include pictures in the chat. Why? Why put cushions on the bed? You know, the bed, it's already pretty darn flipping soft. It's the softest part of the entire house. It's why the mother-in-law likes to lie at the bottom of it. But no, wait a minute. Got confused again. Don't put cushions on a bed. I mean, in general, there are too many cushions. You make a chair that's chair size so you can fit your backside in the chair, and then you put a cushion in it so you can't flip in. But all right, I'll have that one, because cushions and chairs, they go together. But why are you putting on a bed? The pillow's there, and then there's some extra pillows that you don't need. But all right, whatever, fine. Look, I'm not a monster. But then there are cushions, and then on top of it, other cushions, which simply means before you're allowed to lie down, you have to take the cushions off the bed. End it. Can we just end it? Let's see what's happening here. Charlotte says, I'm actually really good at hugs. Are we still talking about cushions? Plump cushions? We'll go higher up and see what's been happening. Hang on. Steady on, old boy. I saw one up there. Where we get to? I'd stake my life on it was the joke about the cows. Hugs all round at my place. Rooney. Forgot what that's about. Does anyone want a hug from me, says Charlotte? Alex, here we go. I like the way you handled Nina yesterday. Well, that came under a comment about hugs, and we do hug, but that's not what we did on air. It's the media. Have you noticed? In the media, God, people hug. I think as an introvert, I can go to my happy place. I have to focus. I have my little happy place where people touch me. No, that came out wrong. I go to my happy place when people touch me because I don't like being hugged. But I'm like, okay, just do it. Get it over and done with. My old friend Andy Dufresne, the angels came from me. Very much like that scene. But I've managed to avoid the double kissing on the cheeks. People, which is scary, isn't it? One kiss, just about tolerable. 2, this is the start of a pattern that ends in 3 and 4, and this is going to get weird. So we just do the hugs. But I hope we didn't come across that we fall out. I love working with Nina, and I think without her, there'd be no dynamic. There's no point just having people agree with each other on telly. But we did get into the topic of the boys' club issue. And it really wasn't just her. It's a thought that I've had for ages, that often the discussion is, you don't know what it's like to be a woman as a man, so I'll tell you what it's like to be you, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. So well, have you not just jumped over the obvious implied counterfact that if men don't know what it's like to be women, you don't know what it's like to be men. But the discussion never has that dynamic in it. Men are like this, women are like this, and you didn't know about women. Well, you didn't know about what? But I don't think we fall out of it. But I like working with her because hopefully they like having me on there, because I just don't fall out and shout and get angry and then storm off. There are some people who work on that show who, and I'm talking out of turn here, they won't even look each other in the eye when they're on screen. They won't be in the same green room together. People are on that sofa who just have shouty matches off air in the bit that's round near the toilets, and then they'd refuse to talk to each other. Why? Part of the game is you go on there and you have your discussions, and you go, okay, well, here's your argument, here's what I think about the points you've made. Because of Graham's hierarchy. Oh, it makes sense now, doesn't it? Does anyone want a hug from me? Yes. Let's hand those out. Can we distribute them in the thing? We've already done that. All right. Datas, not the one from Star Trek. As a Brit, I am more than happy to receive massive gifts as well as small gifts. Well, but it's not the size. It must be the size that counts, because you like mini eggs. Actually, you like mini eggs. I'm starting to like you again now. Okay. It's been cold. Always chocolates and flowers for Mrs. H. You want to be careful. Some of those flowers could kill her. She sounds like she's not very good at this fighting, lark. Sounds like you need sit theory. Where's my thing now? Proper meme says chode late flowers. And an emoji, Chris. She's sport rotten. Well, yeah, it depends which emoji he gives her. That one's all very well. Looks like an illness, isn't it? Until you zoom in. She's worth it, though, says Chris. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Is she watching? You've been a bit nice there, aren't you? I have 2 very large pillows you can use, says Charlotte. And top answer, hang on, beer hug. Is it bear hug or bear hug? Well, it depends, doesn't it? Whether you are doing it with like both arms like the animal, or in the nude, or both. They are not mutually exclusive events. We're back to set theory. Happy to eat mini eggs on a cushioned mountain just to wind you up, though. I'm nice like that. We've all just pictured that. The truth is out there, and Joodles is enjoying Brit's work. Right. What have we got left? We've done the pillows. You've got to get rid of the pillows. Oh, I should have mentioned this earlier. It's a good story. Winter Olympic star broke down in tears as he admitted to cheating on his girlfriend on live TV after winning a bronze medal. Norwegian biathlete Sturleholm Lergaard, 29, won bronze in the men's 20. No wonder he's good at running. But on live TV, he issued a grovelling statement to his girlfriend. Now, look, the way they've written that first thing, the first bit does look, enjoy the titanium, it does look like he cheated to her on live TV, cheated on her on live TV. That's worse, isn't it? And that's not what happened. I thought it would be like, oh, and here we see the guy takes bronze, and we go over for the interviews, and the person's there going, well, let's chat with him now. And they turn around and he's just got an Italian woman half his age just over the podium, which would be a difficult angle if you came third. If you took bronze. If you took pole position, now all of these are just getting too rude. On live TV, he issued a grovelling statement to his girlfriend, who he admitted to being unfaithful to. I don't think that is the romantic gesture you think it is. I made a mistake. I got to do like a big gesture. I know. I will tell the world what I did. So now the entire world knows about your dirty laundry. Not. Also, you came third. I think if you got gold, you could have done the swagger to be like, oh, I'm so good, and hey, babes, this is for you. Don't come third. Don't get bronze and then be like, oh, and also, hey, look, I might not be a winner at this game, but also I'm a loser at everything else. At least silver's the best loser. You're the second best loser out of the entire race. And you're like, oh, by the way, might not be good at this, but certainly can boff. An emotional Lergaard told Norwegian outlet NRK, as they say it, 6 months ago, I met the love of my life. 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake and cheated on her. You have to admit when you do something. Yeah, but you can admit it not in an interview off the back of your job. You were at work. You were being asked, so how do you think that event went? It's not been a good season for you so far. Came third. Tell us more. Well, I have got my underway. You're being asked about that. I don't understand people. Martin says, I have just one massive cushion on my bed called a mattress. Exactly. Well, I have that too. Not attached to my body. One big, yeah. The athlete was very remorseful. Very good. Because he is... Top pronunciation, Steve. Thank you. I'm quite fluent in the... I'll watch the Muppets. I'm crying, says Chris. No, crying Chris, says Joodles. I get my cream eggs out of... Plot twist. She's gone. He's trying to get her back. Is that what happened? Well, what an idiot. Still, don't tell the entire world. Sounds like he came third in the relationship as well. Ba-dum-tsh. You get an extra cream egg for that. Or a mini one. 6 months ago, he met the love of his life. That was one short life. And third on the slopes, alone in the shades. We're out of one. Proper Meme sent me one we do need to look at on the social medias. I think we can go all the way in on this because here's the tweet. From married cat farmer to single cat lady over a dishwasher. This story is the dishwasher. Oh, I've probably never been on this website. Sorry if you have to go through all the... I've not signed in or anything, but... Oh, look, no cookies. That's good. Dishwasher row ended my 20-year marriage. Pals bash me for leaving my kids, but I'm a walk-away wife and not ashamed. Okay, well, not being ashamed is not the same as not should being ashamed. That sentence got away from me. Infidelity, poor communication and money troubles are just some of the common causes for divorce. But cat farmer, that's not real, is it? That's a made-up name. Why don't we go for cat wrangler or something? If you're making up the name, if your surname is Cat Baker, I'd have that. 20 years. So she was about to have a row. You read the story, it's a bit long, but she was stacking the dishwasher. Where's the bit here? So I'm not sure that telling this story to a newspaper with all these pictures, look, it would be wrong of me. She's not good at laundry by the looks of it. She didn't do that much washing that day. Opening up to Mail Plus, Kat recalled the kitchen argument that changed everything. She said, I was at the dishwasher that finally pushed me over the edge. I've seen that video. After dinner one Tuesday night, I could feel my husband's eyes boring into the back of me as I shoved the plates, glasses and cutlery into it. Piling them haphazardly. So basically, she just puts things in the dishwasher. He prefers it a bit more organised. He does it with the care and precision of a Scandinavian architect, according to Kit Fulmer. I knew he found it infuriating. Look, can we just admit, there aren't two ways to fill a dishwasher. People keep making out, there are two types of people in life, those who just randomly stack a dishwasher and those who use it properly. This is not an opinion-based thing. There's only one way to use the technology of a dishwasher. It is not designed to have bowls face up to collect the dirty water. It just ain't. They could put a man on the moon, but if you have two spoons like this, the big spoon, little spoon, the thing, if you imagine there's you, the wife, and the mother-in-law. So you've got one down here, and you've got those. That's just not how you can clean spoons. That's not a matter of opinion. The people who go around putting cushions on beds are the same kind of dickwads who are like, that's just... No. There is only one way to do a dishwasher, and that is to do it properly. And before you think, Steve's got a rod up his arse on this one, no. I also think there are two types of people in this world. Here's where there are two types of people. If you've been washing things by hand, if your partner's wash things by hand, and you look at the draining board and you see, for example, there's a fork that still has a little bit of fork muck on the side of it, right? There are two types of people in this world. Those who just pop on the hot tap, get the old scrub it up, clean it, put it back. You noticed it, you've cleaned it, bosh, you've made the world a better place. Passive help, they call it in other articles, having a go at men. You've done it. And then there are other people who will pick up this dirty fork, use the calories and effort to walk all the way to where you are and go, it's not very clean, is it? I am the first type of person that will just clean it. That's all. I'm not saying I'm giving no extra information. I'm just saying there are two types of people, and often we don't pair up with the ones that you think we would. All right, let's have a look what's going on here in the chat. You can't herd cats. Yes, that's a good point, isn't it? This is why Charlotte says this is why I live alone, because the cushions or because the dishwasher. She washed her hands of the marriage over the dishwasher, says Proper Memes. Maybe they just milk the cat. Oh, cat milker. Thanks, Squirrel. Catstration, says Chris Hood. Her nickname is Catastrophe. I am the dishwasher, says Martin. Well, I hope she doesn't try and put bowls inside you. Again, it's not an opinion. That's just a fact. If you are the dishwasher, I hope that your spouse, if she does put a bowl inside you, she should do the right thing and put it bowl facing down. I have a way of using the dishwasher. You'll see that in a video on the website later. Yep. Spoons, says Chris Hood. Back to the mattress again. I'm not sure everyone's a fan of the tick, but if you are, hope you enjoyed that. Me too, Martin, said Jules. I ban dishwashers. They are the laziest thing in the world. We'll have a go at Martin, is it? He's a dishwasher. I can't believe you just called him lazy. I said this comment section was a safe space. There are 10 types of people who understand binary. That deserves it. Because it's not the kind of joke you'd see all over the internet. But if ever there's a place where base numbers, yeah, this show is based, but not in that right-wing way. Literally in the number you reach before you go up from units. Fork muck is a visual image I don't need, says Brit. It's a fact, though, isn't it? On the side of the tine. Do you call it a frond or a tine? What would you go? My forks have tines. Right to silence. I have a tine. Some people, it's a frond. Is it a frond or a tine? Is frond the right word? Are any of them a verb? Because if they are, someone's going to absolutely come up my ass. So I think we have done it. Let's have a look. Yeah, Chris says gold. It was absolutely, it was top work. I suppose before we move too much further on, we have to do this.
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this week.
Look at, they're on camera. Oh well. So here's just some plugs of where you can see me. But plugs. Friday talk at 1 p.m. So we will do the live stream tomorrow from 12 by the looks of it. However, I didn't write it down because if I don't write it down on there, I can use the same piece of paper tomorrow. So, having said that, there is an error on it, but there we go. Friday, 1 p.m. on Talk, reviewing the news. Then I'll be in Bethnal Green Friday night. Saturday morning, which means I'll be staying over in a migrant hotel, 6 a.m. I need somewhere to stay in London between Bethnal Green and London Bridge, which is where Talk Radio TV thing is. So, cheap hotels around there. Then, Times Radio from the same building, but I'm not going to stay in all day, I've got stuff to do. 5:30 p.m, where I'll be reviewing the news. Imagine such a thing. And then I'll be at Bethnal Green, but I wrote Bethnal Radio. I was getting confused. I was running late today. So look, Alan says, hi, Steve. The only plugs I can see are the plug sockets in the wall. Are they showing again? You're not meant to, it's slightly, the sockets down there. Normally, when I leave the camera and, look, flipping just shows there. If I ever so slightly nudge it, you get to see, there you go. There you go, showing you behind the scenes. Reusing plug paper is definitely first album poor. I know a song about that. All this forking about, says Chris Hood, and has Emma gone? Oh, is Emma gone? She's got to go and do some crimes up there in Middlesbrough. The glasses and beard is a combo. Bless, don't ditch the beard. Oh, interesting. We're getting to the stage where I'm going to have to do something with it. It's gonna leave. But before it's at the stage now where I can start to get I've got a little bit of length on the sides. I'm thinking about skiing, but it means I can get this shape, which I quite like. And the only problem with it, as soon as you touch your moustache in this direction, all of a sudden it changes the way you talk. You know? So, yeah. What? I do a lot of this. Now I've got a bit of a beard going on. When someone talks about crumpets, ding dong, 300 holes. I'm talking about my home, says Alan. Well, turns out I've got plug sockets here as well. Hope that wasn't a surprise. And back in the kennels, yeah, that is the risk. Whoops, got to go in. The podcast has turned into a proper fork show. Tally ho, what, ding dong. This was supposed to say, please, not bless. Okay. And I'll take either. We need another Poet's Corner with that moustache. Good point. We'll work on that for tomorrow. Everyone, Google Fork Muck later, and you'll find me. Woo! Fog on the Tyne. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to see what the message was that just came in. Oh, and I suppose, seeing as we recorded it, we should play out again by hitting today's The Big Song. I'm sure it'll be in the charts. Tomorrow at 12, we'll do another one. If you've enjoyed any part of the show, lob some money at kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Why? Because of this.
State of mind when my card gets declined. I fear that I will find that I am first album, or I've got an old mobile phone, no central heating at home. I wear all clothes that I own, 'cause I am first album. Oh, when I get a big win and the money's rolling, I'll lose my every man touch. Won't like my albums as much. The biggest gripe in my life, aroused with my model wife. I'll make my money on tour. Till then I'm first album poor. I'd like to start a new page. I thought by my middle age I'd have a much better wage, but I'm still first album poor. It's been like this for a while. I'm locked in shabby chic style, blended on Jeremy Kyle, because I'm first album poor. Waiting for my big break. How long is it gonna take? Thought I'd have made it by now, yet I'm still struggling somehow. I put my content online and wait till I get my time. I'll keep on trying some more, but I'm still first album poor. Yes, I'm first album poor. I want to be a sellout, then have celebrity clout. Life won't be all that it seems, just sold to some magazines. I get a facelift or two, look like I've headbutted glue, dressed in expensive kitsch. Second album ring. I'm gonna make it this time. That's just what I said last time. Get my designer clothes. If Georgian House does not close, how much more do I wait? Or am I already late? No lunch at VIP. Find me in KFC. Don't hang with powerful friends. Find me in B&M. Staying night after night. No Epstein Island invite. Let's see what luck can bring. Would help if I learn to sing. Should I not ask anymore? Just be first album whore.
300 holes. Pip, pip.